Hi, how are you?
Thanks. How's everybody doing today?
Good, thank you. Happy release week. We're finally in the week. How long does it feel like this has been coming for?
A long time. So excited. I could not be more thrilled. So it's so good
Yeah.
to see all your faces. I miss everybody.
Yeah. Oh, I guess because I'm trying to think when you would have been next over in the UK. Wouldn't have had a date, but probably
I know.
feels like
Almost
forever ago since you were here for Country
week.
Music Week.
Yes, almost. Country Music Week. I think, yeah, that's right. We
Yeah.
he almost got to you for C to C.
Oh yeah, of course. And yeah, because
Yeah.
obviously your performance at Country Music Week was such a standout highlight, and I really feel like that was kind of it was kind of the tipping point because that was I think just before the album got released. Did you feel like this time when you were here that it kind of changed a bit because obviously it was your first headline show over in the UK?
Oh yeah, I will never forget that trip as long as I live. I felt like that there was something really special that happened at
Mm,
that show, and being the very first headlining one and hearing people sing along and just feeling like we were all hanging out in that
yeah,
beautiful venue, just it was so special to me. And um, it definitely kind of brought things to life around the music of this record for me in a
yeah,
I'm just really looking forward to getting to
yeah.
I can't
What
wait to come back.
what do you kind of hope that people take away from this record? Because obviously it is your debut. It's been such a long time coming, and you've been so thoughtful about the way that you kind of released it. So, kind of, what do you people hope people sort of come away with on Friday?
I'm so glad that we've been on this whole road and adventured with
Hmm.
music, and to have been able to like share different pieces of these songs along the way has been really cool. And being able to play and be out on the road was so awesome leading up to this.
Yeah,
So I I really hope people feel like they can just kind of show up and be who they are when they hear
yeah,
this music. And I hope that they feel reminded that they're not alone in the things they're going through, and also to be reminded of like the dreams that they had as a kid at a lemonade stand, because
yeah,
I mean, this record very much is that dream. So this feels like just something so special to get to be able to share. I'm truly just so excited for this week. I can't even.
yeah, yeah.
So the album, Tenille, it's got some songs that we've been living with for a while, like White Horse and like Where You Are. The production has been changed for the album version. Was that a conscious decision to make them sound a bit different because they have been out there for a while now?
It was also like just kind of sharing the evolution of it, because it was
Mm,
always intended to be able to produce these songs full out, but to be able to introduce them first is just the way I'd play them with my guitar. And you know, a lot of the touring was kind of based around that guitar vocal sort of situation, so it was really exciting to be able to introduce the music through living room work tapes. But and then to be able to kind of build around that foundation towards the produced version of the record has been so much fun. So I had a blast getting to see the evolution of the songs that way.
yeah.
I'm going to say, have you had much time to play the versions as they are now? I guess not with the touring and with being stuck in quarantine, but have you been able to rehearse with the band in preparation?
I know it's been really strange to not be sort of playing the music the way that we're used to around this release, but we've actually been playing some of the songs from this album on the road over the last year. We an opening for Dirk Bentley shows, or some of these Alan Jackson sets, and Miranda Lambert's tour last year. It was like, okay, between a sort of 25 to 45 minute set, it was really fun to be able to just kind of explore and try some of the different songs throughout the album, even before they were released, to be able to really get comfortable with them as a band. So I know we'll be ready to go as soon as we get to get back out there together.
Yeah.
Just picking up to Neil. Nice to see you again. Just
Hi, nice to see you
on
too.
the production of the album again, it's a real credit to you and Jay Joyce, and I'm finding some really 80s inspired sounds, and some of the songs could have easily been lifted off stuff like The Breakfast Club and Top Gun and soundtracks like that. Was
That's
was
all.
the 80s a particular touchstone you were aiming for with this?
I love that you said that. That makes me so happy. It was really cool to be able to explore some of those different songs. And I kind of feel like the songs took us there. You know, Jay's so incredible in the way that he really gives a song the space to sort of breathe and become what it's supposed to be. And he's just not afraid to try anything. And so, you know, I would stand there at my little station in the studio and just play the song the way that I would play it in a living room. And then he'd walk over to the synth pad and start, you know, singing. We'd be singing through this vocoder on this part. And it was like, okay, where in time are we back in the 80s? This is so exciting. So it has a lot of those kind of those elements, and also some of the like way the acoustic guitar feels very a little throwback to me in different places too, and it's exciting to kind of see all of that come together in the blender of this album. But Jay's amazing. I'm so thankful to have gotten to create this body of work with him.
Well, it's good to see you again. Thank you for joining us.
Dan, yay!
And I wanted to speak to you a little bit about the sequencing of the album, because we usually see like the singles being quite high up on the track list, but you put Somebody's Daughter as the penultimate track, and then you've got The Most Beautiful Things, which is like a real moment of reflection to end the album. So how much thought went into the sequencing of the whole project?
Thanks for asking about the sequence. It is like one of my favorite things to be able to talk about, and getting to make a record. It's like so much about the adventure of how you kind of want people to feel as they listen through the songs. And to be honest, the way that Where Somebody's Daughter Fell was there before it was even the single to me. It was like in the sequence I wanted that song to be towards sort of the end of the messaging, and to end on The Most Beautiful Things was always the plan. And Jay had this idea to bring in this little girl's voice to sing in on that song, and her name was Amelia, and she was 7 years old, and she was our engineer's daughter. And she came in, and she's like standing at this big microphone, like singing her heart out. And it made me weepy watching her, thinking about the 7-year-old kid that I was, just singing along to records in the back seat, just dreaming of getting to wake up and do this. So to me, that hearing her voice at the end of the whole record felt like such a thematic, important thing in the sequence. But as I guess for the rest of the sequence, it was like I knew I wanted When I Meet My Maker to be number 7, because 7 just feels like the right number that song should be sitting at. And I knew that Jersey on the Wall kind of needed to happen first before that song came, because you kind of have to have that little bit of a wrestle before coming around to that peaceful landing. And starting with Holding Out for the One just felt like the right anthemic kind of like statement to begin with, and the rest of the songs just kind of spoke up, being like, hey, I belong here in the sequence. So a lot of that was also Jay's creativity in linking some of the sonic pieces together. So it was really exciting the first time I listened to the sequence that we landed on, top to bottom, going, okay, this feels right. I think we got it.
And The Most Beautiful Things, I think, is one of my favorite tracks on the record. I just thought when it was released, I think it was near the beginning of everything going on, and it was one of those songs that really just stuck with you, and you kind of took a pause to listen to it. And then obviously your family were part of the music video. Just what does that song kind of mean to you, and can you bring back to the kind of writing day? And yeah,
it was so special to get to release that song when we did. That definitely wasn't quite the plan. That was gonna be the last track on the album, and when we put the album out, people would get it. And when everything kind of started to happen in the world, it was like, this feels like the right thing to say, and hopefully to just lift people's spirits and remind them of the wonder and innocence and beautiful things that still exist around us, even in the heaviest of times. And so I'm really grateful to have put that out then. And writing this song, I wrote this with Gordy Sampson and Josh Keir. And you know, Josh had this idea based around a quote that talked about how the most beautiful things are felt and never seen. And Gordy started playing this beautiful piano melody, and I was like, oh, this feels like something so special, like a song you would want at the end of an album. So that was a really special day to write it. And yeah, my little cousin Evie, she's just so full of spirit. I love that kid so much. And we just went to the park outside of our house one day, and I just was asking her like what she wanted to be when she grew up, and what her favorite things were, what her favorite food was, you know, what all her pets' names were. I was just like following her around with my phone, filming her at the park, and it was really fun to kind of put that together with this song.
So one of the songs that's really stuck out for me, Tenille, is The Way You Look Tonight. It's a little bit different from the other songs on the record, and there's a male harmony on there as well. Can you tell me a little bit about who that male harmony is and where the idea for that song came from?
Yeah, so that's Keelan Donovan. He is a dear friend of mine and a ridiculously talented writer and singer. I love his voice. And we wrote this song together with Daniel Tashin. And we all write for Big Yellow Dog Music, and we were sitting upstairs there. And Keelan said something about, you know, it would be so cool to write a love song that started with "You Remind Me of a Frank Sinatra song," and I was like, yes please, can we please write that today? So it's kind of the concept was us essentially going, you know, when you listen to that era of music, you're instantly like in this time machine that somehow transports you to getting off some spiral staircase and like walking into this mysterious, you know, just time in history that seems so romantic and magical. And so we kind of wanted to write a song about the feeling of traveling to that place that music can really take you to.
I'd like to pick up on the thing that wrecks you, if I can, Tenille. I really love that song.
Oh, thank you.
What were you tempted to keep it for the Lemonade Stand? And have you got any other songs out with artists? Is it something that you might be tempted to do again in the future?
Yeah, I love that song. I've always loved that song. Thank you for asking about it. And it was actually on some kind of version of a short list to bring into the studio, and it just didn't quite feel thematically like the right placement on this collection of songs. And so I was just freaking out when it got pitched to Lady Antebellum, and I heard like a work tape of Charles singing the song quite a while ago, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm crossing all my fingers that this could maybe possibly happen. And you know, you hear about it getting recorded and then making the track listing, and it was such an exciting thing. So I love being a part of the songwriting community here in Nashville, and I love getting to write songs with my friends, and you never know kind of where a song might end up or take you. So that song was like very much an example of that. I couldn't have imagined that in any cooler of a way.
And just finally, Tenille, I wanted to ask you about your Big Hearts for Big Kids thing that's coming up next week, because you're doing it from the Ryman this year, and you got some amazing artists involved, some huge names as well. So tell us about the process of putting that together, because you've done it in years gone by, but this year feels like it's on another level to anything you've ever done before.
Thanks for asking. I'm still freaking out about the names on the poster. I'm like, how is this even happening? But yeah, we've been doing Big Hearts for Big Kids back in my hometown for 10 years, and it's in support of our local youth shelter that helps kids ages 12 to 17 struggling with homelessness. And we've put on this benefit concert just going, how can we help? Like, that's what I love about music, is the way it can just kind of bring people together. And so with everything kind of going on in the world right now, it just makes my heart so happy to be able to open up this event to everybody's living rooms and like just invite anybody to come and watch and participate, and anchoring it here in Nashville is so special to me. And I look forward to kind of growing and continuing that adventure here. But as the first one, it's special to see proceeds benefiting the Sunrise House in my hometown, and also Girl Scouts of Middle Tennessee Troop 6000, which is a Girl Scouts troop that helps girls without permanent housing here in Nashville. And I got to record a version of Somebody's Daughter with them last year that just was one of the most special days of my life. And those girls have just so much courage. It's insane. I am really thankful to be working with them on this as well. So I can't wait for everybody to watch the show and just the rhyming and looking forward to people feeling like we're all kind of together in the same room through this event.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I think before we've got two games for you. I think you're going to play an acoustic song for us.
Sure, yeah.
All right.
I'm going to stand, so just give me one.
Yeah.
I do a version of Come As You Are. I'm so excited about this song, and I hope it makes people feel like they can just dance wherever they are. So. Everybody's always overthinking. Everybody else is thinking. But if we just stop for a minute, it's the same boat. We're all in it. Just bring yourself, just let the rest all go. Oh, oh, life is party on the rooftop. So just go ahead and lay your heart stop. All you gotta do is bring what you got. 'Cause this elevator only goes up. Oh, nobody's gonna care, no matter what you wear. 'Cause I'm making it up as I go, just dancing in the dark. So come as you are. Yeah, come as you are. Oh, come as you are. Come as you are. You could be the guy with the shades on in the corner, yeah. You could be the girl with the brand new broken heart, yeah. You could be the cool one, the shy one, the quiet or the crazy kind of wild one. Just bring yourself, let the rest all go. Yeah, life is a party on the rooftop. So just go ahead and lay your heart stop. All you gotta do is bring what you got. 'Cause this elevator only goes up. Oh, nobody's gonna care, no matter what you wear. 'Cause I'm making it up as I go, just dancing in the dark. So come as you are. Yeah, come as you are. Oh, come as you are. Come as you are. You don't hesitate, don't have to worry. Oh, no. You can come a little late, come a little early. But come as you are. Oh, come as you are. Yeah, come as you are. Oh, come as you are. Yeah, life is a party on the rooftop. So just go ahead and lay your heart stop. Oh, all you gotta do is bring what you got. 'Cause this elevator only goes up. Oh, ain't nobody gonna care. Don't matter what you wear. 'Cause I'm making it up as we go, just dancing in the dark. So come as you are. Yeah, come as you are. Oh, come as you are. Come as you are. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, come as you are. Thanks, guys.
Aw.
Thank you.
I love that song.
Awesome. It's brilliant.
Right. So the last two games we've got for you. So the first one, do you know any Italian by any chance?
Not. No.
Okay, that's good. At some point, someone's going to answer that question. Just be like, yeah, actually fluent Italian.
Yeah, like, I wish I could say that I was that.
Yeah.
That's what I would be doing during quarantine is learning another language or something. That would probably be wise.
So the game is name your own single from the Italian translation.
Okay.
So the first one, le cose più belle.
Wow. Say that again for me.
Le cose più belle.
Le cose più belle. Like that?
Yeah,
What does that mean?
that one is the most beautiful things.
Aw, that's cool.
So the next one, Tendendo per quello.
Tendendo per quello.
Yeah, so which of your songs is that one?
Ooh. I don't know. Say it again for me.
Tendendo per quello.
I have no idea.
That one is holding out for the one.
Okay. Wow.
This one might be a bit easier.
Okay.
Cavallo,
Okay.
cavallo bianco.
I don't think I'm hearing that any easier.
It's easy when well, I've got the translation right beside it, so there you go. Yeah, cavallo bianco.
Cavallo bianco. How many words is the translated?
2.
Okay. Ooh, is blanco a color?
Yes.
White horse.
Yes.
Yay!
And just 2 more. So vieni come sei.
Well, is one more time?
Vieni come sei.
Well, the word, I mean, come as you are, maybe?
Yes. Yes.
Really?
You got a roll.
Yeah.
Wow!
And the last one, la figlia di qualcuno.
One more time.
La figlia di qualcuno.
What does philia mean?
It's one of your singles that's been out for a longer time.
Okay.
I'm not sure that really helped.
I know.
Yeah, she's got it. Somebody's doing it.
Somebody's
Oh, yes.
okay.
And finally, so we're going to say your singles, and you've just got to say the first word that pops to your mind when you think of each one.
Ooh, okay. All right.
So first one, holding out for the one.
Fun.
What about where you are?
Ooh. Home.
Jersey on the wall.
I'm just picking a word. Is that what I'm
Yeah,
doing?
just
Yeah.
one word.
First word that comes to mind. What was that, Tenille? We missed that.
Oh, questions.
Questions.
Lighthouse.
Hope.
White horse.
White horse. Just one word. Huh.
It's hard just one word, isn't it?
Wildflower.
What about I kept the roses?
What does that one make me think of in one word? It's like holding on to the good. I'm not sure what the one word would be for that, but
We can have a few words for that one.
okay, cool.
When I meet my maker.
I think of my great grandmother for that one.
Nice.
Come as you are.
Showing up and being who you are, dancing in your kitchen.
Yeah.
Some with one of those kind of words.
The way you look tonight.
Frank Sinatra.
Find you.
There's a line in that song that talks about I keep moving like a bird in motion, and I just kind of see it like some kind of bird headed towards the horizon.
Somebody's daughter.
The lemonade stand.
I knew you were going to say that.
And the last one is the most beautiful things.
Wonder.
Love that. Thank you so much for taking time to chat with us, and we can't wait for this record to be out. I feel like it's time that everyone heard it.
Thank you for taking the time to chat today, and thank you for like sharing this music and lifting up the story of this record. You guys are amazing and truly means so much to me, and I cannot wait to come back and see you guys.
Yeah, we'll be waiting, counting down the days. Can't wait.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Tenille. Enjoy your album release week. I hope it all definitely you want it to be.
Thanks. We'll see
Bye,
you
Tenille.
around.
Bye, Tenille.
Bye.